Three.
Hey family, this is Janie at the African Bee. Welcome back to our channel where we talk about all things honey, bees, and Africa. All right, so today, for the sake of transparency, I want to share some things with you guys. So, you may know that we moved into another apartment. Now, the apartment we were in initially, when we came, let me back up. So we came straight from the United States to our own place in Rwanda, right? Lovely apartment. The area was decent, but the apartments themselves are lovely. So, we were shopping a lot, like bringing stuff in that we wanted to make our place a home, which is fine. But also, I believe we overdid it. Okay, we really overdid it. We were shopping often, like that. The same habits that we had created in the United States, we brought to Rwanda with us. All right. And so coming on to like say to you guys, when you come to the continent of Africa, I would assume if you come to any place on the continent of Africa, that that's something you don't want to do. Okay. You don't want to just spend, even if you have income coming in, like retirement income or anything like that, you still don't want to keep spending the same way that you spent when you were in the United States. I think we were, as a people, es- I'm saying black people especially, right? We are taught to be consumers, right? We buy instead of being the ones that people buy from. I don't know how to say it any differently right now, but yeah, we buy, and we buy often. Often we buy things that we don't really need. We go on trips are fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying in moderation. Shopping is fine too. But if you end up with a lot of things in your closet or in your home that doesn't serve you, what's the point, right? So I'm thinking now, these are the mistakes that we made. We got here, we had a very nice home, and we were like fish out of water, right? Because everything here was unfamiliar. We weren't used to being here. There's culture shock involved. There's missing your family, your friends, all your loved ones, all of that. And so, what do we do to make ourselves feel better? We shopped. That's what we did. We shopped, and then in doing that, we also made ourselves a target, right? So we made ourselves a target because the people around us are looking at us, and they think we have more than we actually do. They think we're rich and materially rich, and I think that was partly our fault. I think that people who come from the West often are perceived as being rich. Um, a lot of people here, at least in Rwanda, don't understand that we're not rich. We are people who have been enslaved. So most of us are not rich materially, right? But a lot of us share what we do have, or we spend recklessly. Okay, and so we were always bringing bags in, and we think that people were watching us do that. So at the end of the day, we had two instances that were disturbing. We had one who was who was part of the security team. Um, he came to our door, tried the doorknob or whatever. If I remember correctly, it was late at night. But I go to bed early, but my husband stays up late, so it really is a nice thing. And so he was up, and the guy was trying the door, and then when Ben went to the door, he apologized and said he made a mistake. Now, mind you, we live on the fourth floor, so that's a huge mistake to make, right? There's no elevator, so you walking up four flights of steps to try the wrong door. So anyway, after that, my assistant asked him, like, what happened? Why were you up there? Why did you come to the door? And he just said it was a mistake. He thought he was going to another apartment. Again, we were on the fourth floor. We're the only apartment on the fourth floor. It didn't make sense, but we let it go. Okay. And then, but so a while after that, uh, we just went on life as usual. And then a while after that, we decided we wanted to move because we wanted to move into a less expensive place. We wanted to be closer to where we pour our honey, um, and all of that. So it just made sense to move. And we're also closer to the airport, which I like as well. And so we were packing up to move and everything. And then the night before, 2 nights before we were scheduled to move out of the apartment, someone came up to the apartment and tried the door. And again, it was in the middle of the night. First they rang the doorbell, right? Ben was up, I was asleep. I woke up, it was about 1 a.m. And so the person at the door didn't respond to who is it. When Ben looked through what is that little, the eye, goodness, that peephole, right? When he looked through the peephole, he could see that someone was there, but they wasn't answering him. So the person was trying to stay still because it was the lights come on. They were motion lights, right? And so it was just a whole. It could have been an ordeal, but we give all praises to the Most High that it wasn't. This guy just stayed there though, and he tried to. It seemed like he was trying to pretend that he had gone away, so Ben would open the door, but he had not gone away, and we could tell, and so I called our landlord, who then called uh, security, and they came and got the guy. Now, what I want to say about all that is, I think we were targeted because of the reasons I mentioned at first in the video. And to further confirm that, I believe I will share this. Any other time in this apartment, all night long is noise. That's what another reason why we moved, because it was a loud area, a lot of construction, a lot of trucks and cars going by, all times of the night. People outside talking, laughing and joking. It was just. And I think, I'm not sure if I mentioned it to you before, but there was a rooster, there's a dog, and it was just a lot going on. And it was like everything was happening right inside of the apartment. Okay, that's how it sounded, like it was going on inside of our apartment. So anyway, this particular night, when this man came up and tried to get into our apartment, nothing. The security house was dark. Nobody was around. It seems like nobody was outside. Very few cars coming up and down the road, and I'm standing on the balcony, and I'm hollering for security, right? I'm asking security, nothing. So they were sleeping, and they finally the daytime security came, woke them up. They got up, they came and got the guy out. It was just it was just a whole thing. So nothing happened to us. Praise the Most High. I and so probably needless to say, we moved. We just moved a day earlier as a result of that. But I guess the moral of the story is, don't behave in the same ways that you behave. Don't in the States. Don't move like that. Just because you're in a new place is beautiful, the people are kind for the most part, wonderful people, right? That doesn't mean that you're automatically safe. Okay, you may not experience the same kind of dangers that you do in the United States as a black person, but there are other situations that can bring harm to you. Now, one of my friends had mentioned that the crime in Rwanda is mostly petty crime, right? It's mostly, just stealing your phone or your computer, whatever they can grab. It's not someone doesn't come to hurt you or kill you. And I will say that the person did not have a weapon, right? And and he couldn't get in. But the boldness of it all, like him turning the knob, even though he knew that we were in the house. I mean, he turned the knob several times. It's a bit disturbing, right? And I take at least partial responsibility for it, because again, people look at me and they know that I'm not from here. Okay, so that's already something that causes them to think that I may have more than I actually do. The part I take responsibility for is the behaviors that I brought in from the United States, right, and acted out here. Do not come here like that. Do not spend like that, for your own safety, and also so you can have something put aside for when you need it. All right. So a while ago, before I even left the states, excuse me, before we left the states, I did a video on consumerism, and I'm gonna attach that at the end so you guys can look at it. Don't bring those bad habits to the continent of Africa or anywhere, really, because it's time to let all that stuff go. It's time to live with less things that you just simply don't need. All right, like some people say, well, if your house caught on fire, what would you grab when you run out? Maybe think like that, right? Before you buy stuff that you know don't serve you in the end. All right. So I love you guys, and I want to tell you, um, again, watch the consumerism video, and also be healthy and be happy. And if you like our content, please like and subscribe. Later.